Good afternoon, lovely people. Hello. How are you all doing today? Hi, good afternoon to you all today. Wow, it's very hot where I am today, and man, I don't know if it's very hot where you are today, but it's very hot where I am today. How are you? How are you? Thank you for joining. Thank you for joining. Well, let me just state this disclaimer, as I always do, that my posts, they are not for everyone. They are not prescriptive. However, I believe that there must be at least one person that it will encourage, inspire, edify, or motivate perhaps, or hoping that it will cause, that individual to pursue their best version of themselves and to seek after purpose. Because when you have purpose, you have life. When you have purpose, you have energy. When you have purpose, you are also given light. Yeah, when you seek after purpose, it brings about great transformation and revelation. So I implore you to pursue purpose, okay? And you may be able to tell that I'm not in my usual seating position today. I just kind of felt like doing things a little different today to see how well it works out, right? So I just want to get into it by saying that today I'm going to be specifically talking to parents, especially mothers. Parents on a whole, but especially single mothers, right? And you may be wondering why it is that sometimes I seem to be targeting single moms or women, or that woman of worth. It's because I myself, I am a woman of worth. It's because of the struggles, the challenges and stuff like that which I have faced in the past. And because I'm now walking in value and victory, I am always super excited to share, so that I can encourage someone who may be struggling with some of the things that I too may have struggled with, so that they can recognize that there is a brighter tomorrow, that after the rain always comes the sunshine, right? And also woman of worth, because I think, and again, I'm a woman, there's no gender bias here for the males who are joining live or for those who will be coming across this stream. There's no gender bias here. However, because I am a female, clearly it's easier for me to be able to represent females, right? And also, I have an idea as to some of the things that women struggle with, because I would have sat in circles of several women throughout my lifetime, from different genres of life, or different caliber set of females in different kind of settings and stuff like that. Now, I was born and raised in the inner city. Yes, I may not look like it or sound like it, but I was born and raised and live in the inner city for 30 plus years, for a very long time. I'm happy for where I was born and raised. I'm extremely happy. You can tell it's very hot, right? Pardon me. I am extremely happy for where I was born and raised, because all of that experience, or those experiences in where I grew up or where I was raised, it helps to mold the individual that I am today. So I am happy that I was born and raised in the inner city. Chances are, maybe if I was not born and raised in the inner city, I don't know how different my life would have been. I don't know how different I would have been, coming across to individuals. And I'm extremely happy too for that, because for women who may come across this stream, who may be living in inner cities, and you may think that because you are from the inner city, you may believe the status quo, or you may believe the stereotype of what the woman from the inner city should look like, should sound like, or should act like. I'm here to tell you that you can break those barriers. I'm here to tell you that you can shackle those words spoken. I'm here to tell you that you do not have to suppress that greater version of yourself that's on the inside of you that God created you to be, all because of what society may say, that because you're from the inner city, you will come to know good. You too may have believed, you too may have spoken negative words over your life, believing that there's no good that shall come out of you. There's nothing greater for you, that, or maybe even thinking, when will I get out of this? When will life become better for me? How can I improve my life? I'm here to tell you, I am a living example of all of that. So there is hope, and there's a saying that goes, once you have life, there is hope. Now, there is always hope, and so I am here today to share some of that, and hope that it will bring hope to you, and hope that you'll just seek after the best version of yourself, as I continue to say, right? Now, I want to talk about love languages today, right? Now, there is this famous book written by Gary Chapman called Love Languages, or the 5 Love Languages. Now, love language is something that's very sweet, or love languages. I'm almost having a tongue tie here because I'm so excited. Love language is something that is so beautiful. Love, as we know, God is love. For those of us who would have been raised growing up hearing God is love, right? And how he sent his only begotten son, that whosoever believe in him should not perish but have everlasting life, right? And with that said, love is God's love. Let me say this. God's love is unconditional. It can reach us wherever we are. It can shatter or destroy negative words that have been spoken over our lives. Yes? God's love is so powerful that it can cause an individual who may feel ashamed, who may feel like because of the past things that they have done, there's no way their life can turn for the better. I'm here to tell you again, it is possible. Language, as we know, it's something that is spoken. We have different types of languages, or different native languages. As we know, French, Spanish, Latin, Russian, German, etc. Right? And these are languages, or these are mediums in which individuals use to communicate to each other. In the very same way, our love language is something that is used, or should be used, to express how we want to be loved. And as individuals, or as adults, we have our love languages, and it's the very same thing you can link to your likes, right? So, for example, you may say you like going to the beach, you like gifts, you like affirmation, you like touches. Now, those are some of the 5 love languages that Gary Chapman talks about. And just to ensure that I state them, all 5 of them, you have acts of service, there's gift giving, there's physical touch, there's quality time, and there is affirmation, right? 5. Now, as individuals or adults, we like to say, especially when we're gonna date someone, or we start dating someone, we may express to the individual, I like this, I like that, or I enjoy this, or I enjoy that. Now, if we pay close attention to these things that we like, we would recognize that some of these things are included into the 5 love languages. And it is so important to express our love languages, because when we do, individuals around us are better able to know how to care for us. They are better able to know how to do the things that which we like or prefer. When we communicate our love languages to individuals, or to the person that we may be dating, it allows them to better understand us and to better appreciate what it is that we appreciate, right? And so it's very significant to let that individual, your spouse, the person you're dating, know how important these love languages are to you, the ones that, mean so much to you as an individual. Now, if these love languages are not communicated properly, effectively, or any at all, no, we can be in great danger. What do I mean by that? If, for example, you may be somebody who loves gifts, but your spouse or that person you're dating, it was not communicated to them, and they, for example, their love language may be something like acts of service. Now, what you could find happen is that that person could more be doing acts of service for you rather than giving you gifts, which is what you really prefer, which is really what you love. Not to say when they do acts of service you would not appreciate it, but when they give you gifts, you light up. You're more appreciative of what they do and you express that to them. And if it's not communicated and the individual gives you what it is that you do not have such a preference for, you may even resent that love language. It's possible. So it's very important to express your love language. Hey bestie and Boom Fruit, I see you. Shauna Morgan, I see you. Thank you so much for joining. Omar, thank you for joining. Yes, so it's so important to let individuals know that which you prefer or that which is your love language. Now, I want to take a quick shift to those who may have children, right? It's very hot where I'm at. This may not even be so cute doing this right now in front of the camera, but hey, it's the reality. It's what's really happening on my side, right? So, when you have children, they too have love languages. You may think they are too small. How is it possible for them to have love languages? When our children would have reached a certain age when they are able to communicate what it is that they like, what it is that they prefer, then they are deserving of receiving the love gift, that which brings life and light to them, that causes them to bubble on the inside. Yes? Now, as a single parent, you may say, okay, how is it possible? How can I express that love language to my child? It's important to pay keen attention when they would have expressed to you, mommy or daddy, for those men who may come across the stream, and they say to you, mommy, I like this, or I prefer when we do this together. Growing up, we're so used to hearing in Jamaica, in some of the homes, you better be grateful for what I give you, and especially if it's like a meal, thank God for what I give you, eat it and whatever, and shut up and be quiet and be satisfied and that kind of stuff. Well, that's good that you're teaching them to be appreciative and satisfying with what you provide for them. But in the same breath, if when they're trying to express the things that they prefer and we're not paying keen attention, we could miss what it is that they're saying to us. And in turn, it's possible they could look outside. It's possible they could look to another, another individual or another way in which their love language will be given or will be acknowledged, right? Now, I remember years ago, it's a long time ago, or maybe not so long, but it's years ago, could be at least 10 years if not more. As a single mom, being a single mom back then, it was very hard. It was very hard to be able to provide. It was very hard to be able to find that great balance in working and providing for my first womb fruit at the time. And Being a single mom, I know it's not easy. Like I said, I've been there, so I know exactly what I'm talking about. It may be so hard for you that you may have to go to work. Maybe you work a 9 to 5, 5 days of the week, and then on the weekends you may be juggling or hustling, finding another way, using your handmade fashion to be able to have an extra income, and that's fine. You may work less than 5 days per week, whatever it is. When you have your days off, you're not at home sleeping, you're not slothful, you're not a lazy person, you're trying to figure out ways on how you can earn to provide for your child or children. And sometimes in doing that, it's possible we could miss the full care and love for our children in giving them or acknowledging their love language. I remember being so busy trying to make ends meet in providing. I worked 4 days during the week, and I would have 3 days off otherwise. 3 of those days off, I would work 2 of those days for myself by juggling. And because of that, it was so hard to find a balance in trying to find time for my child at the time. And so I would just be busy. It was so religious. It was so something that I do every week. So every week it would be the same thing. I work 4 days. I go do this on this day, on my days off, and so on and so forth. And what I was missing at the time was that I was not fulfilling or acknowledging the need of my womb fruit at the time. And I can remember one day in particular, I was thinking in my mind that she did not see one of her siblings for a while. And so, I was thinking, because I loved that sibling that she had, and so, or have rather, and so I was thinking to take them for a treat. Yes, she loved her sibling dearly, but I can remember when she found a picture just of the 2 of us, just herself and myself. And she pointed at the picture and said, "Mommy, this is what I wanted." Or, "Mommy, this is what I need rather. I need us time." I was so busy trying to make ends meet that I was not fulfilling the need in that regard, whereas the love language is concerned. And so I paid attention at that point when she drew my attention to it, and she said to me, "This is what I need. I need for just us to spend some time together." And can I tell you, I'm happy that she did that. It humbled me to the point, and I thought, yes, I have to work. Yes, taking a day or an hour, whatever amount of time to satisfy and fulfill and acknowledge that love language. It seemed like it was taking so much out of what I needed to do to earn. But spending quality time with our children is most important than anything else, because I'm sure you would not want your child to find themselves into the hands of the prey or the enemy. And so when I did that, we spent a lot of time thereafter together. And you may say, "But I don't have the money." You may say, "I'm not earning enough. I'm hardly even able to make ends meet with the juggling and the work that I have to do during the week." You may be thinking there are so many bills to be paid. I understand. But sometimes it can be something so simple, something that may even cost, because back then, because I know the cost of everything is so different now. Back then, I would take the time out and we would spend maybe like $1,000, maybe $1,500 at the time. That really was not a lot. So when you think about it, 10 years or more ago, that really was not so much. In a sense, it was a lot because as a single mom struggling, and it was so rough. But it was all worth it, and we have so much fun. We had so much fun. We spent a lot more time together thereafter, because I recognize too that when we do these things, when we acknowledge their love languages, what we do as well is, because we're caring to their need, because we're now paying close attention, they recognize that someone is now listening to me. My mommy is listening to me. My mommy is hearing me. My daddy is hearing me. They recognize that what they're saying is now valued. Sometimes we may wonder why it is that the children may be having attitude, no manners, quote unquote, no manners. We may be wondering why is it that our children sometimes may have just shifted in their whole mannerism. Sometimes it's because of a lack of these things not being acknowledged and treated accordingly. No, God saw that we needed unconditional love. Henceforth, he sent his son Jesus Christ. Jesus saw the need of a comforter. Hence, he sent a comforter. In other words, what I'm saying is, God saw our need. He always do. And he always provides according to the need that which we have. Jesus saw the need of the comfort that which we would have needed in our times of grief, in our times of being low-spirited, in our times of being despaired, in our times of just not being able to, be alive and be our lively self. And so he sent the comforter. In the very same way, these love languages are things our children need. No, because each child is different, we would not necessarily treat each child the same. That's another mistake that we make as parents. Yes, at the time I only had one child. Fine, you may say you only had one child at that point. So what kind of a position are you in to say that each child is different, or you don't treat each child the very same way? No, I would have observed some of these things with individuals around me who have had more than one child. And in the Bible, there are stories too that talks about favoritism and how we treat our kids. So it's important to not, because they're our kids, we may think, okay, I'm gonna buy John a gift, I'm gonna buy Mary a gift. Mary may throw a tantrum and may not seem to be appreciative of the gift that you got her. But the truth is, what Mary would have preferred, and I say preferred, is quality time. She needs quality time with you, right? And when I did that little thing the first time, my daughter brought it to my attention, and thereafter, it's the quality time that she really wanted from me. Yes, she appreciated the little gifts and the little things that I gave her, but it's the quality time that she was really yearning for. She was really yearning for me to spend quality time, because I was so busy trying to make ends meet. It's almost as if I was not seeing her. It's almost as if she was non-existent. And when our children feel this way sometimes, again, it can cause them to feel like they are not valued. It can cause them to feel like they are not acknowledged. It may cause them to feel like they are neglected. So we have to be very careful and mindful of the love languages that our children have and how to fulfill the needs of these love languages. So I am here to implore you and remind you that our children, they are human beings too. Just as though we as adults have love languages and we have likes and preferences, and we want our spouses to meet those likes and preferences and love languages, in the very same way, our tiny humans need the very same thing. So may I remind you today, there are acts of service. For a child, you may wonder, acts of service, that's kind of a little bit weird. How does that work? You would have to figure out what's that niche for your child. You would have to figure out and learn your child, yes, or children. Gift giving is another love language. You would have to again learn what best suits your child or children. Do they like gifts? What kind of gifts do they like and prefer? Sometimes too, even as adults, because I'm very simple in the sense that it doesn't take anything great to please me in gift giving. And my husband is very good at giving gifts. He always surprises me, and they're always amazing gifts. And the truth is, sometimes, whether it's a gift even from a friend, whether it's a small gift are a huge gift. Because I'm very simple in that sense, it's not a biggie. Yeah? So it's good to find out what your children prefer. Another love language is physical touch. Your child may need you to embrace them more. They may need you to hug them more. They may need you to hold their hands more and reassure them that they are safe, that they are going to be okay. Yes? It is important to know if it is physical touch that your child or children needs, because then you could also give them a kiss and let them know mommy loves you or daddy loves you. Yes? Another love language is quality time. Like it was with my older daughter. She wanted quality time. She needed rather quality time. And it's very important to spend time with our children. And if you would have watched the stream with the interview with myself and Dr. Coretta Brown Johnson, clinical psychologist, who had expressed the importance of spending quality time with our children as early as in the morning, because we'll be so surprised to know how or what much of a difference it makes when we spend quality time with them, right? And it could be playing games. Sometimes we're so busy with life and everything, all the responsibilities and duties that we have, that we say, oh my God, it's so hard. But if it's even 5 minutes, 10 minutes, acknowledge them. Let them know that they are valued. Yes? And play a game with them. Sometimes as parents, because of the busyness of this world and this life, for parents who love giving their children gadgets to play with, to distract them and stuff like that, I'm not judging you, but may I just say, it would be so important and make such of a difference when you give them the gadgets. If it is that they love to watch a particular theme song or whatever it is that they're doing on the gadgets, sit with them, learn the song, sing, dance along with them. Whatever it is that you give them the gadgets and they're doing, take that time to do that with them. Yes? If it is that they love playing games, they like to just play football, they want to play tea party, whatever it is, take the time and invest the time. It's so worth it, right? Last but certainly not least, words of affirmation. As adults, sometimes we ourselves need our spouses to affirm us. Yeah, so some persons, it might not be their thing, but that's okay. But as adults, again, as I'm saying, each individual is different, but we do need affirmation at times. In the very same way, we ought to affirm our children. Affirming them will build them up. It will build their confidence. It will build their courage. It will cause them to know and walk boldly into that individual that God has created them to be. So, as I'm closing out, I just want you to ask yourself these questions. 1, ask yourself, where your spouse is concerned, how well have you communicated your love language to your spouse? And also, how well have your spouse communicated their love languages to you? And may I also ask you this question, or ask you to ask yourself this question. When my spouse would have expressed the love language preferred, am I paying keen attention in fulfilling and acknowledging that need? That way the individual will be more appreciative, because like I said earlier, sometimes if that's not our preferred love language, it may seem as if we're not so appreciative of what the love language is that the spouse may express to us that is not necessarily our preference, right? And also, I'd love for you to ask yourself this question today. How well have you listened when your child communicates his or her love language to you? Remember, love is a universal language, whether it's spoken in German, Russian, French, English, Spanish, whatever native language, it's a universal language. So why don't you pay keen attention, listen, look, and you will learn. Have a fabulous weekend. Thank you so much for joining. And for those who may come across this stream on the replay, I pray that this stream will encourage you, it will bless your heart, and it will provoke something on the inside of you to be the better version of yourself as an individual, as a mother, as a friend, whatever capacity in which you're functioning. I pray that it will find you in a good place. And don't forget that I am here every Friday or Saturday live. So stay tuned, like, follow, and subscribe. And you can also follow and subscribe on YouTube at Woman of Worth Francis. Oh my God, I hope I said the right thing. But I'll leave the link in the description bar below so that you can go over and you can watch on the replay if you should have missed it here. Whatever your choice or preference is, I pray that, it will bless you. And also, you can go over to my business page, and it's Baby Accessories Fairy. Now, if you go over and like or follow, you'll sure be able to be updated with the new posts and the new items that will be posted each and every time they are posted. Thank you so much for joining each and every week that you've been with me. I appreciate you so much. Thank you so much for your words of encouragement too. Thank you so much for sharing with your friends or your families. Thank you so much, bestie. I appreciate that. That encourages me to keep doing what I'm doing to encourage you all. I love you, but God loves you more. Shalom. Bye-bye.